Welcome to the Reborn Podcast. My name is Alexis, and this is my wonderful husband, Jose.
So what's up, guys? I'm Jose. We've been together, I think, like 5 or 6 years. We've been married for 2, going on 3 years. And we're just starting this podcast just to talk about things that are going on in our marriage. And as a, I guess, newlywed in quotations, newlywed couple, maybe you guys could learn some things, or maybe you're an older couple and maybe you could learn some things there too. So we're just here to share our experiences, and we're not trying to teach anyone. We're just here to talk.
We're here to share with you guys the top 5 most controversial things in our marriage. They're not controversial to us, but in today's era, they definitely are. Let's go. All right, the first thing on our list of what's controversial in our marriage is that I'm submissive to you.
Yep, that's true.
It's very controversial for some reason.
Yeah, a lot of people don't do that nowadays. They have things reversed, honestly. And I think I forget where it is in the Bible, which is pretty Ephesians, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's in Ephesians where it
like
says,
5.
"Wives, be submissive to your husbands,"
Mhm.
and then it says, "Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church, and give your life for them as Christ did for the church." So yeah, I think God really put the layout for marriage in the Bible, and I think when you follow that, it helps a lot. Like you being submissive to me rather than the other way around.
Yeah, and I feel like maybe why it's controversial, maybe people see it. I mean, it's worked so well for us. I mean, God told us that for a reason. It's worked so well for us, but I feel like other people see it as like it's you controlling me or you have power over me, or just like they put it in this weird way where it's like, oh, the woman should be independent, the woman should be able to do whatever she wants.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's just not how God created women. That's not how God created me. Like, I'm supposed to be a helpmate to you. And as long as you are spiritually following God, I should have no problem spiritually following you. Like, you're the spiritual leader.
Right.
And I don't know. It's so weird that people take that just the wrong way, but it works so well. I mean, we get lots of weird looks if we're out in public and I'm serving you in some way, like bringing you, making your plate of food and bringing it to you, and people just don't like that. And it's a weird thing to be controversial, but I'm here to die on the hill that it's one of the best things in our marriage. It works so well, and I think you've been a great leader. You've been a great,
Thank you.
an amazing spiritual leader the past 2 years, and I want to take it back.
You've been a good submissive wife these past 2 years. I would say that to you too.
Well, that's nice.
Because it doesn't like come easy. I know that for sure. Like I know it's not easy to be submissive.
There's definitely moments.
Like for sure, I've done a couple dumb things, or I've tried to lead us in a way that isn't necessarily productive, or it isn't like right, and then you have to pull back on those times. Yeah. So I know that it's not easy all the time, but yeah, you've done.
Well, in an unserious note, I feel like we've even brought that into little things like video games. We play a lot of video games together.
True. Yeah, that's true.
And do you remember It Takes Two?
Mm-hmm.
When we were playing that, I just feel like there's so many times that I wanted to do a mission my way or a certain way, and I was just completely wrong. Yeah. And I just like would get frustrated, and you would kind of have to be stern with me, be like, "No, follow me, let's do this." And it wasn't until I actually like listened to you and followed you that we were actually able to like successfully complete missions and stuff, like us working together a team like that. But me following you, and I feel like that's just kind of a funny way, that ideas worked. But it just, I feel like, goes to prove how well it works, because it's the same thing in our marriage and serious.
I would agree with you.
In serious things too.
Mm-hmm. So I would agree with you on that.
Let's go to point number 2.
So point number 2 was shared financials.
Shared financials.
That's controversial in our
people don't like to
marriage.
Do this these days in marriage. It's a very strange thing, I think.
Well, I wouldn't even just say these days. I would say past days. So like the older generation, they don't do it either. Yeah. It's like very rare that married couples do that.
I'm pretty sure we decided in premarital counseling that we were going to have a joint bank account. We weren't going to have my money. Your money was going to be our money from the beginning. And it's just always worked out for the best that way. I feel like when you have like separate financials, and I just know this like from before when we were dating, it just feels like roommatey, like take care of these bills, I'll take care of this.
Well, honestly,
and then sometimes you fight too.
Before we even did premarital counseling, I kind of already decided that.
Well, yeah.
Like I would say even before I met you, because I just saw the fruits of what happens when you guys have separate bank accounts, and I thought like in the back of my head, like maybe that would work in an instance where I like, look at this guy. Like if I was like a gajillionaire, then obviously it would make sense for us to have separate bank accounts because then it's a little bit of a different risk there. But I like I told you just earlier, like I knew that before I even met you that a joint bank account would probably be best.
Yeah, it's really
just like
worked
less
out in our
fighting,
favor.
less bill dictating and all that. Yeah.
Well, I feel like the big thing, and I feel like this when we ask certain people maybe why they don't share bank financials at all.
Yeah.
I feel like one of them most likely has to say, well, the other person's way too big of a spender. I don't trust them or these things. I feel like you and me have drawn boundaries. So like neither of us are gonna go spend our money crazy. Like
Yeah, no,
without
that's true.
talking to the other
Yeah.
person first. We're, I feel like anytime something's over $50, you and I come to each other and we're like, hey, I do want to buy this thing.
I wouldn't say $50. I would say like maybe 100. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
We do have like.
But either way, we have those
yeah.
boundaries where we're gonna talk to each other about big spending, and we're not just gonna go buy whatever we want. And we're both
Right.
like very respectful that it is our money and that we can't just spend on whatever we want.
Right.
And that you and I can also we sit down and we budget and we know how much spare money we do, how much we like money we can use, and stuff like that. And I just feel like you and me have been like just really good at that. But also the Bible says that two people that come together in marriage are one flesh.
One flesh, right?
And
correct.
I feel like having that extra shared thing really unites us. I feel like if we had separate bank accounts, it would be something that would be dividing us.
Yeah,
and I feel
that's
like
true.
it could even create secrecy, and it's just division, and I don't really like the sense of that. I feel like everything we should be a team on. It should be together, because we are one flesh.
Yeah,
so
I would agree with you. One time when we were like you just said, like we have our boundaries or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's been times where you've crossed that and we've gotten into an argument about it. And that's just like like yeah, it's different because we share our money. Like it's what's mine is yours, what's yours is mine. But I feel like if we had different bank accounts, there would be no discussion of funds or big purchases of things like that. So I think that's why we got into such a like bicker over you spending a little bit more than you should have one time, was because we didn't communicate it. Like how we had already planned to, like we had a plan in place that we were going to communicate. And I'm not calling you out, but you fell on your end,
right?
And then
absolutely.
It caught on me. So I
think
like that gives us like a little glimpse of what it would be like if we didn't do that.
I think I'm definitely the spender. I think I've gotten better over time, but I feel like that ties in again to my submission to you, is that having a shared bank account, like there's accountability there. If I had my bank account and I went and spent, thousands of dollars on clothes or something like that, there'd be no accountability on my part about that.
Right.
And I mean, I could just keep spending the money however I feel. So I feel like that's another great thing that goes into submission. If I'm going crazy or I start spending maybe something without talking to you first, there's that accountability there where come to me like, hey, that was not a good way to steward our money at all, and you didn't even like communicate that with me. So I feel like overall, even in that aspect, we've learned a lot, we've grown, and it's just been really beneficial to our marriage.
Yeah.
So point number 3, very controversial. This is no divorce.
No divorce.
We decided this in premarital counseling, actually, before we even got married.
Or as we would say, the D word.
The D word. We don't even use the word divorce in this house.
Like a curse word. No, it actually is though. Like divorce is kind of a curse word.
I think that's why we stay away from it completely. It's not something to joke about. It's not something we would ever throw in each other's faces. And I feel like if you keep using that word too, like putting it lightly, you're just desensitizing yourself to it. And then it becomes a joke later down the road. Like you can use it whenever you want.
Yeah.
So we completely stay away from that. But people don't necessarily agree with us that divorce isn't an option at some point. Yeah. Now, for clarification, we do believe in separation.
Right. Like in extreme situations,
like infidelity or abuse or anything like that. Like I do need to separate myself, or you do need to separate yourself. But that doesn't necessarily call means for divorce.
Right.
I think
for like separation of what God joined together. Yeah.
Right. And I think that's just really controversial because people, will say in those instances, it's not safe for you to be around the other person, which we agree on at least. But I believe in, for instance, if it got to a point where you were abusing me, I would need to separate myself from you, go somewhere safe, and pray. And just pray for you. And I feel like that's the covenant that we got into, because it's a covenant.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and it's like
it's a covenant, not a contract.
Yeah, I think this is probably one of the most, if not the most, controversial thing, because I think our stance on it is very rigid, and maybe it's because we're fortunate enough to not experience any like hardship in our marriage so far like that.
True.
But I don't know, like you just said, like it's the covenant that you took, like you're the one that decided to go into that covenant with God.
Yeah.
You know, you're not the one that is allowed to break that covenant.
Right.
Like God is, what it says in the Bible, like I forget where exactly, but what has, or maybe it might be in the vows, but like what God has joined together, let not man separate. So I mean, it says it plainly and clearly right there.
Well, I feel like we were even when we got to talking about this before we got married, to see if we were on the same page about this, we were stuck on infidelity for a long time.
Right. Yeah, that was like
because
a huge,
I mean, there is
hump
like
to get
biblical backing if you so want to divorce somebody due to cheating in the marriage. And this was something we both contemplated, like if this was going to be allowed. But we both came to the conclusion that how many times have we cheated God? How many times have we turned our back on Christ? How many times have we been unfaithful? How many times have we?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, the list goes on, and Christ never divorces us. He never walks away from us. He never gives up on us. He will always be there when we want to come back to him. And so we both agreed that walking into a covenant, we are coming into the covenant with no conditions. It's not a contract. There's no contracts like I'm only gonna stay with you and love you if this, and this. Like
and like
again,
if marriage is
I can separate myself if something serious is happening, but that doesn't mean I just need to give up, divorce you, move on with my life. And I know this is a very us thing, and that's okay, but it's very controversial. People don't like when we talk about no divorce. Like, that's
and
not
if
an
marriage
option.
is like supposed to be the representation of Jesus Christ in the church, then we should, represent that. Like we should try our best to show what that looks like. And like you said, we turn our back on Jesus all the time, like every day.
Right.
And he never divorces us. And
Amen.
so if he doesn't do that, what gives us the right to do that to each other when he is so much more holier than us, So I think that's just like, I just wanted to add on to that point. Point number 4 being that we share phones and social medias.
We do share phones and social medias.
Pretty controversial.
Not sharing phones as in like we have just one phone.
Right,
we each have our own phones, and we're respectful about it. It's not like we're gonna go in secret and go through each other's phones. But just walking up to, if I say, hey, I need to use your phone, or give me your phone, it's just, here you go.
Right.
And same thing back. Like, there's no privacy between us. There's no, that's your phone, I'm never touching it. And I feel like just sharing phones creates accountability in all aspects of it. Our phones are dangerous things.
I'm glad we decided to do that early, because I feel like if we didn't decide that, or if that's something we never talked about, well, not that it would have never happened, but just that it would have been hard to make happen.
That's true.
So like, imagine if me and you were like on our own phones in our own world, never allowed each other access. Like, eventually down the road, it would just create secrecy. It's literally like just a never-ending temptation to create secrecy between people. And I mean, like, I get that, some people are more like mature enough, or they can control enough, but I think for us, we just decided, let's not try to test ourselves. Like, let's not try to like toe the line or anything. So it kind of like the same thing with the bank accounts. We just decided early on, and I think that created a lot less resistance, like you said, less secrecy and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like it's just another thing that keeps us unified and again, accountable to each other. Right. But this goes along with social medias. I feel like this part is actually more controversial than sharing phones, because nobody does this. We're logged into all like each other's social medias. Like, it's not like we just have the username and password. Like, we're actively both logged into each other's Instagrams. We share the same Facebook. And it's just, again, to add it to accountability. I feel like it keeps you out of temptation. It keeps you out of anything crazy that could happen. And actually, ever since we made that change, I feel like we've had like absolutely no issues when it comes to that. Like,
yeah, I think so. Except for one
nobody
time.
of the like other sex has really tried to talk to us or anything like that. I feel like that hasn't happened ever since we made that change. But along with that, also we like I only follow females on social media.
Right, yeah, and I only follow
except
males.
for
Yeah.
family members, of course. And then you also only follow males except for family members.
Mm.
And I feel like and that's not like because we don't trust each other. It's just because there's no need for me to see what's going on in other men's life that I went to school with or have no business knowing anything about, and it's vice versa. You have no reason to be seeing like sometimes girls hop on and will post random bikini pics. It's just like
like all
completely
the time, yeah.
getting rid of that all
Yeah,
like
this
completely.
generation is,
And I feel like it's like healed both of our social medias, like it's cleaned it up so much. But I feel like it's really been beneficial that it again.
Well, you said that we had no problems, but we did have problems at one time.
What happened
with Blanco? When I
this is good. This is a good
so
story to tell.
when I had first got our cat Blanco, he's over there, he's sleeping, I'll leave him alone.
Yeah.
But I was texting my friend and I was trying to have it be a surprise for her, and
Right.
yeah, it did not go well because there was one time where she reached for my phone and I grabbed it because I didn't want her to see the I just texted.
Yeah.
I just texted him and he just sent me the pictures. And so I didn't want you to see. And so I instinctively took my phone back, and big argument. So
yeah.
But I think it's it was a good thing that it wasn't anything bad, seriously bad, and it was just that was our boundary. You pulling back your phone. Obviously, I'm gonna react.
But we found out instantly, because this was a month after we got married. We found out instantly surprises don't work.
Yeah.
The way that we have our marriage set up, to be one and everything, surprises don't work. And I feel like that gets a lot of people. A lot of people don't like they'll say, "Oh, what if you want to surprise him with a birthday party?" And then, honestly, those don't matter to us anymore. We tried surprises a couple times, and it never goes well. It creates secrecy. Yeah. It's too hard. It's too stressful, and it's just not worth it, to be honest. Yeah. And so, even though he surprised me with the cat, I found out early, and we found out that day that surprises don't work, just because of the way that we have set up. But that's okay. It works really well nonetheless. Okay, this is point number 5. I think this one might be one of the most controversial on our list, and that's God first, spouse second, and family last. I feel like this one's ultra controversial.
Yeah, especially in today's society.
I don't know how many people we've met that have actually agreed with us on this.
Not many, yeah.
We've even used biblical backing to it because we believe strongly in it, but I've never heard someone agree with us on this point. So in everything, God will always come first, even over each other, even over our family, even over our future kids. God comes first. I feel like that one's pretty obvious. But where people get tied up when we say this is putting your spouse over your family. Even when we have kids, you will be over
right,
them,
and vice versa. You will be over
and
them.
a lot of people think that kids come first over your spouse, and that is not the way that God intended it to be at all. He intended you and your spouse to be number one, obviously under him.
Yeah.
And when you get those priorities mixed up, nothing good happens. If I'm putting a family member over you, nothing good happens. Nothing good will come from that. And it always ends up good when I'm putting you over family members. And we've actually ran into a couple situations where we've had to put this to the test.
Right.
And it's actually pretty funny. I remember I had a close family member who was trying to open up to you.
Right.
About something that they were dealing with, and they requested to you that they wanted to tell you this thing, but to not tell me. And you had to automatically shut it down and be like, no, if you don't want my wife to know, I'm sorry, but you can't tell me, because I'm not.
And even my dad, my dad has said,
vice versa.
Keep this from your wife. And I told him, straight up, I said, well, then don't tell me, because whatever you tell me, I'm telling my wife. Her and I are one flesh. We're together. There's no. Well, I didn't say this part to him, but there's no division between us. So just putting you over everything, and I feel over secrets, over
I
privacy.
feel like if we did allow those little things to creep in and decided oh, it's not that big of a deal if my dad wants to tell me something, I feel like that's just where it starts, and it only snowball effects down from there, and it's nothing good because it
Mhm.
starts secrets. And I don't know, you and me just really, we don't keep like anything from each other.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's obviously been for the better. Even the little things, the small things that you
And
might
I don't think that the people like that do that or try to get us to prioritize them over our spouse. I don't
Yeah.
think they're doing it purposefully, but I
Right.
do think it is a like part of spiritual warfare.
Oh yeah, for
Because
sure.
the devil like knows how strong a marriage is.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
especially when you put God first
Yeah.
before the marriage, and then you put your spouse over everything else, including family.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the devil knows that, so he will do everything he can. Not saying that the devil is in people that like come to us and try to confide in us, but I'm just saying that he will like put together a plan to try to separate
For
us
sure.
whenever he can.
Yeah.
Whether it's through people or whether it's through like, I don't know, just hobbies or just anything like that. Like he'll try to separate us for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. And again, I just think keeping these priorities in straight protects our peace completely. And I think if we got it scrambled up, obviously we have to put it to the test in the future when we have kids.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like we say that now, and people probably like look at us like, "Oh, you have no idea what it's like."
That's what they always say.
Wait,
oh, just wait till you have kids.
But I mean, I hope that I have the consistency to still act it out the same way, because, like, you know, that's what we've learned so far in our marriage and through reading the Bible, that's how it's supposed to go.
As much as we're gonna love our future kids, they're not my husband, and this is where God, you know, made one flesh and unity right here. So yeah, hopefully we can stay consistent with that in the future. I don't want to speak too soon. A lot of people think it's all going to change when we have kids, but we are building a solid foundation. I think even on these controversial things, I feel like this is such a solid foundation for only being a couple years married. A lot of people disagree with it, but we're happy. We've kept the peace in our marriage this far. We're almost 3 years in. I know people are just waiting for it to tumble and fall into fire and destruction, but we're listening to God's word and what he tells us marriage should be and to follow, and I think it's turning out really good so far. So if any of you guys disagree with any of the controversial points in our marriage, go ahead, please leave a comment. Let's talk about it. This is going to be a great thing to talk about in the comments.
But seriously, we'll respond to your comments.
If any of this helped or challenged any of you guys, if you guys could leave a like, subscribe to our channel. We plan on making much more videos, answering maybe some questions or digging deeper into marriage and just life in general. I thank you guys so much for watching episode 1 of the Reborn Podcast, and we will see you next time.